I was never complacent, put my foot on the pavement. In my dream I was chasing, while my girl waited patient. Spent a lifetime on this music shit, going nowhere, I was losing it. She was right there enduring this, while her folks like, why she doing this? But Shawty didn't care what nobody said. She was gon' ride to the day I'm dead, stay by my side when the others fled. So I'm convinced that she deserves it all. She believed in me when chances were real small. I picture me driving a foreign. Shawty, she riding the passenger side. Yeah, 3 in the morning. Holding her head up, yeah. There from the beginning. There from the beginning. Oh, she was there from the beginning. Yeah, baby, you were there from the beginning. Shawty my ride or die, and she is my reason why. I keep on grinding to buy her expensive things that money can buy. Her beauty represents me well. She loves me and others can tell. Her heart is where my love would dwell. Talk about her man and she would rebel. I ain't ashamed, this ain't a game. She was right there in the storm and the rain. Endure the pain and the financial strain. Now she gon' shine with the fortune and fame. She gambled her life for me, she sacrificed for me. She deserves it all. It's only right, you see. No matter the price, you see. I picture me driving a foreign. Picture me driving a foreign. Now my history is changing. She's my day one and there is no rearranging. She's had my back through the times when things were straining. Now she benefits from every cent I'm gaining. Listen to what I'm saying. No dividing, no compromising. She gon' ride while I keep on climbing. Just recognize we gon' keep on thriving. She believe that I'll see greatness in due timing. I picture me driving a foreign. My shawty, she riding the passenger side. She riding the passenger side. 3 in the morning. 3 in the morning. 3 in the morning. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She was there from the beginning. She was there in the beginning. There in the beginning. They took me driving in the beginning. A foreign with my lady. Foreign.
So now you can't tell if he lied or not. That's always behind, but I got it right here. But I can't tell if we lied. Okay. Hey. It is Living Your Best Life with Life Coach Kurt. Let me tell y'all, I am so blessed today, and it's been so amazing today. But I have a friend in the house, and y'all all know who she is. They used to be in the 1 o'clock spot, and I didn't slid to the 5 o'clock spot to make everything work out for everybody, because we're not selfish hosts. We want to make sure it works for everybody and have our teams in here when we're doing, especially when we're doing the duel. And that's what Miss Chrissy Renee does. I'm not going to bring her in just now. I'm just getting you warmed up because I've been waiting for this interview for 2 months, 6 days, 7 hours and 14 minutes. It don't get no better than that. Cause this is my girl. I watch her every show she has. I've actually learned so much from her, and it's a great opportunity now to get the chance to interview her and have a really, really great conversation about her living her best life. But let me give a shout out to my sponsors as always, 702 Braids for You. Michelle, Cindy Michelle over there getting down. Y'all got to look her new web page up. It's www.702braids for you. Absolutely incredible. Look on the page and find those discounts. If you mention Life Coach Kurt or Living Your Best Life show, you get a 10 to $15 base discount based on the services you get. And then after that, we have Red Rum. Yes, we do. We have Red Rum Incorporated. That's your mobile beauty services. Salon, everything is on wheels. It goes from one part of the state to the other. Just give her a call. My girl will be over there to take care of you. She does amazing work, and that's Jamisa. Jamisa is really hot on the tracks right now, and she's getting it done. So when you think it's hot outside and you want somewhere to sit in cool, and it's on a bus with super air conditioning while you're getting your hair done and your feet and nails done, give her a call. She can come and take care of you. And then we got my little sis out there, Bougie Girls Las Vegas. Man, that she keep me rocking with all my bling bling. You know, go to her site. The earrings are just incredible. The necklaces are great. And I just appreciate them allowing me the opportunity and to sponsor me to make sure I'm here every Monday at 8 p.m. to go ahead and talk with some amazing people and give you some amazing content about living your best life with Life Coach Kurt in Las Vegas, Nevada. So with no further ado, I want to introduce and bring in my absolutely incredible guest that, like I said, I've been waiting for this one for a while. Not too many guests, I must say, I just really want to interview, but this lady's business savvy is way among her years, I really believe. You know, you never ask a lady how old she is, so I can't tell you, but her maturity and her business savvy and her dedication to her craft, it shows. It shows in her conversations in the show. If you follow her, it shows on all her socials that she's really, really involved and wants to achieve the ultimate goal of living her best life, because nobody determines what your best life is but you. And so we're going to bring in Chrissy Renee, the Cosmo Diva. Oh, my goodness. That even sounds sexy. What? Y'all just don't know. She over here just smiling and she just don't understand how much love I have for her and her family and what they build and where she's headed to, because everybody doesn't get that opportunity to be where they want to be. So, hello, Chrissy. How you doing this evening?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. You a little tired? I know you've been out here
No,
all
I'm
day.
not tired. I'm not tired.
Outstanding.
Not at all.
Well, you know, the first thing I want to do is say thank you as always. And you know, everyone that comes on my show gets a merchandising gift from me. I leave nobody behind, okay? I don't care how many shows I do. Everybody gets a shirt. So here's your shirt.
Thank you.
If you want to pull it out, take a look at it, show it to the camera so they can see this amazing work that my merchandising and my marketing team does. It's a thing. Hey, only good grades. It's a beautiful shirt. Thank you so much. So we're going to fall into this a little quick because I know we have a lot to talk about, and usually I go over anyway. So if you could tell us a little bit about yourself and your passion and purpose in life.
I'll take care of that. I was going to say. Hey everyone, as you know, I am Chrissy, the CEO of the brand Cosmo Diva. I teach braiders how to build and monetize and leverage their social media, TikTok, Instagram, any social media platform. That's what I do. And my purpose is so big, but my purpose is to change the stigmas in our beauty industry, the stigmas of lazy stylists or clients who are afraid to get their hair done because some stylists are rude, just to bring a community together versus everything is always competitive and everybody's always against each other. We are in an industry where we impact, we change people's lives, we encourage. So that's what I want to bring to the storefront. So that's my ultimate goal. And my ultimate goal is to make the braiding industry a lot bigger. I want 5 schools and 5 salons. And I already know the states I want it in. So, yeah.
Listen to her. 5 and 5. Don't forget, it's 5 and 5. She didn't say, well, I want a school in this state, I want a school in that state. No, she said, I want 5, and I already know where they're going, okay? And that's a blessing, because if you don't know where you came from, how you going to know where you want to go? And it sounds like you're goal-orientated, and that means that you have a growth mindset, which is very important in business and for us to do the things that we do, because you're a coach. Right?
Yes.
And when you're a coach, you have to have vision beyond other people's vision, because that's what leaders do. Leaders inspire people to do things that they never thought they can achieve. where managers just manage processes and people, and you get what you get, and that's about it. But when you're a leader, and I tell you, she is a leader. She is so powerful. I just love listening to her because it's empowering for the intellect. I think it's called, I'm going to mess this word up, sapio, what's that word by Tootsie, that song? Sapiosexual.
What's that?
That's when somebody loves you because of your intelligence, not your beauty, not the way you carry yourself, but what's in your head. Yeah, that's a song by Tootsie, yeah. And I got my mentee in here with me tonight, and we was just listening to that song like last week. And so when I was saying I was going to mess it up, I kind of looked over at him, and he just threw it to me. That's a blessing. You got to have a team if you want to dream, and that's it. Outstanding. Sapiosexual, that's what that word means.
Oh, wow.
And somebody else taught me that word about 5 or 6 months ago, and I just been trying to learn it. I went and looked it up, and just trying to get it in my mind, because you know what? Being intelligent is very sexy, especially when you become of age and you ain't playing no games no more. And it's not the physical that we go on or something like that, but if you can have a conversation that's intellectually stimulating, that's sapiosexual. Yes, indeed.
Oh, that's what that. See, I never knew, because you cannot talk to me if you're not intelligent. I cannot.
Thank you.
I can't. I just can't. So that's what that is. Okay,
That's what
now
that
I
is.
know.
So if any guy come up to you, I know you in a relationship or anything, but if a guy comes to you and say, "God, you are just such a sapiosexual woman," don't take it that he's
Well, now I
weird
know
or
what it
something.
mean now.
You know what it means. Well, thank you, my friend, because you appreciate my intelligence. I could talk to you sometime, and we can have really good business conversations.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's it. So I have a question. I know I was trying to find questions that you don't normally talk about on your show, and I got a couple, but some of them fall right back into that same draft. But what advice would you give someone wanting to enter the cosmetology field at this time in their life, and they're about 21 to maybe 28 years old, just getting started?
Ooh, you just have to know that it's bigger than you.
Ooh.
You can't. It's not about the money. It's really not about the money. For our industry, a lot of people enter because they're like, oh, it's good money, it's good money. But the moment they have a bad moment, they get discouraged and they want to give up and they want to walk away. So if you don't know your purpose, and I'm not talking about my kids is your purpose.
Right.
I'm not talking about because I want to retire my mom. I'm talking about you got to make a huge impact in the industry, and you got to know where you going in 5 to 10 years. And if you don't know, you're going to fall through the loops. So if you don't know that this is bigger than you, you just not going to make it. You're going to stay afloat, but you're not going to make it.
Right, exactly. And you said something there, and it makes sense, because your purpose is truly different. Some people do things because of the why, and the why is your family and
That's
things
personal.
like that. That's personal. The why is personal. But when you have a purpose in your life and your passion is driving that purpose, because you know what they say is our passions can change, but our purpose never changes. Because if we know what the end product is and what we're heading for in our business lives, man, I mean, even in people's personal lives, because some people just do certain things because they're very passionate about it, but sometimes they don't know the purpose. They just passionate about it, and they do it for a short time, and it moves on. But when you living in your purpose, that's forever. That's just the person you are, and that's what you want to achieve. And you're not going to stop until you achieve that, because you're not going to feel satisfied. What you think? Is that a true statement?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So what has been the biggest accomplishment of your careers this far? Because I know you have many going. But if you had something that stood out right now, or something you did that catapulted you to where you are right now, and you're comfortable and it's helping drive your purpose, what would you say that would be?
Yikes.
Yeah, you fine.
I'm trying to, because
it could be many things. I mean, you don't have to generalize it down to one.
well, my issue is it's hard for me to answer that, because my goal gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So then the goals I already hit are like, okay, I did that. That was easy.
Okay.
So growing my following, even though it's easy to me, I did it in my sleep. I didn't realize how impactful it started to become when teenagers started reaching out to me. When
Okay.
my own son is starting to be impacted, so now he's started his own TikTok, and he gets
Wow.
paid to he make deals with people all the time to do deals. So watching my son really take it serious, that's actually something I would say
A
that's
big
my
comp-
biggest thing right there.
Nice. And
That
you know,
yeah.
I truly understand what you're saying because earlier we were in a meeting and that kind of subject came up, and it's about watching our children based on our coaching and development of them moving in that same direction. It might be a different product, it might be a different situation, but like the social media, the TikTok thing, that's the craze right now. So with him becoming very proficient at that, and you already are proficient at that and keep it going, it kind of gives you a sense of pride and understanding that wow, he's really watching it and listening because we just want to raise our seeds the best we can to bloom into beautiful roses going forward, and that's a beautiful person and an adult that can make an impact in the community and give back. That's the way I look at it when we
Yeah.
look at our children.
Because
And
they're the new future right now.
yes, they are the
Yeah.
new future. And people ask me, why you always work with kids? I did 17 years in the banking industry, and I worked with a lot of different people. But the only people that's going to make a change in the world today is our youth. So if we start with them at as young as we can and give them the tools to succeed and they use them, we know we okay. And like I always say, I only need to touch one. And I got it, but when you get many, it's a blessing. And that's why you're here. And that's why you're still here, because you're offering blessings to others and not just being self-serving. That's kind of how I look at it on a personal basis. What do you wish you had known when you first started out in the cosmetology field or started braiding?
Ooh, finances, honestly.
Financial
Financial.
literacy. Yes. Give me a little
Yeah.
taste about what you wish didn't happen, because the past is the past. And we all mess up, believe me.
Right.
It's just part of that life. But if that's one of the main things you wish you knew, how to set up your bank accounts, how to make sure that and I think I've heard this on your show, how to differentiate between, okay, this is my cost of goods, this is my prices, my margin is this, because that's going to keep me going. We really don't step into new businesses at a young age and understand how that works.
Yeah. Because it still impacts me.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know when I came in, like, have a separate bank account, have this, have that, know your income, know this, know that. It also would discourage me because I never would look at my income and I'll be like, oh, I'm not making any money. I blew a lot of money because my mindset was like contradicting itself. I'm not making enough money, but I made enough money and spent it to where I can make it back tomorrow. So that little crazy mindset that you have with money is like, it's a love-hate relationships, and I'm like, okay, I wish I would have had a better understanding of finances, even though it helped me become who I am now, and that's why I teach what I teach, because now I can teach people how to budget their finances and things like that. But that's one thing I wish I would have knew coming into this industry is finances.
Right. And that's probably 90% of people that get into their own small businesses. One of the things that they lack is financial literacy. On the business side, they might run their personal stuff really well, but it's different when you get to the business side, especially if you want your business to have business credit on its own. So it takes you out of the world of being responsible or your credit carrying the load, because you have a business. You get on Dun and Bradstreet and let your business start running itself. And it usually takes about 3 to 5 years. But once you have your business credit, you don't have to worry about, having your personal credit along with it. Because when you need product, when you need lines of credit, you can put it in the business name and it's building that business line of credit. And then your personal is just your personal. So the debt to income ratio doesn't affect one or the other. A lot of people don't understand the psychology behind that. Being blessed to be a business banker for a while and working with a lot of people who start up businesses. When you start a business, you might have a lump sum of cash that you feel that's going to carry you through, but then you don't have any lines of credit until you've diminished all your cash. Now you're not worthy to the bank to get the loan because you spent all your cash. And so people don't understand how you need to get that line of credit early in your career, early in your business, so it'll help carry you, and then you can use that as leverage. And people don't understand that word leverage, but we need to leverage our banks and things like that because they're actually there for us to carry the load. Yeah, it costs a little bit, but when you using their money, you feel a lot better. That's the way I look at it. And most of the people I've coached in the business field, as far as their finances, to get their business up and rolling and keep it rolling, yeah. You need to have, just like you said, separate accounts and everything so you can see what's going on and not just understand that you're just spending. All right. So I was thinking, I've noticed and I've watched a few of your different videos. You have a lot of skill sets, different skill sets in there. And it sounds like they were all learned from when we stumble. That's how we get up and get better at something, is when we stumble along the way. So if you had to say which is one of your unique skill sets, what would it be? You brag on yourself.
Okay. I was gonna say, I don't even, it comes so easy to me, I don't even know which one.
Or one of your favorite, let's say one of your favorite skill sets that you use and that your students catch on to real fast.
Oh, I'm really good with my words, like captions.
Okay.
I just literally created a caption book for my students.
Okay.
Because I did not realize how I can look at a hairstyle and create like a slogan, a metaphorical slogan to go with it. That way it grabs your clients, it gets them engaged, they like what you're saying, you look like you're creative. So our hairstyles, they kind of get repetitive, so your captions got to be a lot more just creative. So I'm really I'm good. It comes easy to me, but I didn't realize how much of a gift it really is, like a skill. It's a skill to come up with a caption, and it just comes to me like super easy.
That's great, because everybody doesn't have that talent, and that's something else in your repertoire. Like you said, did you do an ebook on that?
Yeah, I did.
So, and that turns into you monetize that ebook. So I'm taking my unique skill, which is, identifying different hair scales and putting a light spin on the slogan or something that catches the customer's eye, that gets them attracted to it more so than probably the style. Like, wow, I never looked at it in that way.
Yeah.
Something like that. That's it. And that's that wow effect. It's really unique when you have that skill and you can use it to be monetized and benefit not only yourself, but your students as well. And that's a blessing. Yes, that is great. I heard that. So I know we talked, it's funny you mentioned the 5 and 5, because I'm going to throw you another 5. Where do you think you're going to see yourself in the next 5 years?
I'm definitely going to have at least 2 braiding salons open. At least 2.
And that's strictly braiding salons. It's going to offer other services?
Nope.
Okay.
Just braiding.
That's great. That's great.
Because inside of that, they have to take a coaching and mentor class and no business etiquette. So it's just going to be more than just that. But a braiding
But
salon.
that's, you're not in the salon where you're coming in and doing weaves and stuff. No, we do braids here, but watch the way we do braids.
Yeah.
See how professional we are in our approach to the business of our clients.
Absolutely.
The service that we give, because we're all servants. And the more you connect to that and help people achieve that, that means your brand is growing just from your customers. Because when they're happy, they say bad news spreads, but believe me, good news spreads even faster.
Yeah.
When you find a niche in your talent, and you can transfer those skills to other people. Because I always say, like, for instance, if you have a shop, you have 3 braiders in there, 4 braiders plus yourself if you're just running or whatever the case is. But then after a couple of years, those people have been solid with you. They bring somebody else in for you to interview to see if they can come, and then they leave and open their own shop. Because you only compete against yourself.
Absolutely.
When you're building up others, that's a blessing. When you see the fruits of your labor grow and go, like our kids, we want them to grow and go, but they can come back as much as they want to. But I still want you to grow and go. Man, the feeling that we feel inside. If people aren't coaching, they might not understand that feeling. But to me, when I see them rise up and move on, man, it's like, okay, they got it. My job is never done, but you say, I feel complete. One of my tasks was to get them to open up their own salon, because everything they do in that salon will usually be a replica of what you taught them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good feeling. What you think about that?
I definitely agree. I want to see you grow.
Yeah.
If you don't grow, I'm not doing my job.
Thank you. Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not doing my job.
That's a genuine coach, folks. I'm gonna tell you. That's how we feel. If I can't see you grow and mature and be successful, and I'm your coach, I didn't do my job. I'm sorry. And then I failed myself. Not only you, but I failed myself as well. So, we're all inspired. We talk about passion and that is driven, but something really inspires us to go to that next level in our lives or in our business. What's the inspiration behind your growth and where you're going?
Other than, of course, my personal reasons, the business aspect is it's the clients and the braiders, the clients and the industry, and I genuinely feel like we're therapists.
Yeah.
We change. Like, I've had so many clients sit in my chair that was sad and upset and been through so much. I really think people in our industry underestimate who they really are just by what they do with their hands.
Okay.
So that's like, just to be a part of that change and just to be able to change the stigma and let everybody else see who they are just by what you do with your hands, that's enough to keep me going.
Right.
Because with what we do with our hands, like, everybody can't do that. And it's a talent, it's a gift, and you're not born with it.
No.
Everybody think they're born with it, but you're not born with it. I'm sorry. It's just, if you are born with it, it's a gift. That's what it's called. But other than that, like, that's really what drives me, is for people to really understand who they are just by the services that they offer, because it's going to change how they show up.
Yes. Ooh, yes, indeed. That's it. When you understand it, it changes you. And what you, like you mentioned, what you offer to your clients unsubconsciously when they sit in your seat and they're telling their story, because we all barbers, and they get to talking and you listening and you doing the braids and everything. And if they don't say, well, what's your opinion? Well, then you're just allowing them to vent, and you can just listen. And then if they ask, hey, because they trust you as a person, they might have been coming to you for a year or so or whatever. You really got that bond with that client. And then you're just helping them, because we all have different instances, different stories, different lifestyles that we've lived and been through. So we always have something to offer somebody to help them out if they ask for it. And that's incredible how braiders or barbers or cosmetologists, that we've all fit into that category, not knowing maybe it was going to get to that part of our lives and people would look at us like that. But once it happened and we understand it, man, it's just great to give that. That's another form of coaching. They're your client, they're not your student, but you're still getting coached, because every 2 weeks or whenever they come, they got something new, and you get to listen to it and give them some advice on it, good, bad, or indifferent. We celebrate everybody's successes, because that's what the growth mindset does. When people succeed, even if they're not having a part of you, we applaud that and wish it on, and we get our blessings back as well. That is outstanding. So, I have one. You answered one of my questions earlier, so I might not go back to it. But many people believe that being a cosmetologist or a braider is so easy that you can wake up in the morning and just say, okay, this is what I'm going to do, start your business out of your home and everything. What do you think? Why do you think people believe and think that way? Is that how you started?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely
Okay,
not.
so-
I knew when I started to sign up for hair school, I was like 21.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, it's going to be easy. But then I thought about it. I'm like, ooh, people, personalities, attitudes. I literally told that lady, I said, I'm not mature enough to deal
Oh.
with somebody else's kids, which is these grown folks who
Gross,
got bad
right,
attitudes.
Exactly.
So I'm not gonna sign up today. I'll be back in like 4 or 5 years, and I really signed up in 4 or 5 years.
Wow.
I was
what
not
a
mature
smart
enough.
Move.
Cause my mom always taught me to think.
Okay.
Think before you react. So I'm a thinker first
Okay.
before I make any type of move. I have to. So I feel like they think it's easy because us influencers who are not out there telling them that it's not, is telling them that it is.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying things like you can be a 6-figure braider, but they're not telling you that 6 figures don't come until 5 or 6 years down the line.
Right.
They're not telling you that you're going to deal with a whole bunch before you hit that because you got to stick to your boundaries. They're not telling you that you have to have systems that work for you. They also not telling them that they're selling products on the side, bonnets,
Thank
t-shirts.
you. Okay.
They're making it seem like they're only just making this by doing the service. So now people are jumping into the industry thinking it's easy. They get discouraged and they give up.
Okay.
So that's what it is. And people are out there saying, oh, you can make $1 tomorrow. You can grow really well. However,
Sustainability.
you still got to build the systems and stuff. Yeah. So that's why I
right.
think people think doing hair is easy because they can watch YouTube and YouTube can teach them. But people don't know nothing about hair because nobody's teaching it.
Right. Right.
So that's why they think it's easy.
Right. Okay. So here's another question. Long term, physical effects of being a braider. What does that entail?
You can get arthritis.
Mm-hmm.
You can get it's a lot on your body, your feet, your back. If you don't
Yes.
position yourself right, or you don't have the right shoes, you are not on the right mat, you are
Okay.
not going to the chiropractor, getting body massage, getting hand massages, it can take a toll on your body. If you're doing too many people in one day, like a lot of my braiders will say, I can do 5 people in one day. That's fine. You're going to have arthritis in 5 years. So it's like you want
Okay.
longevity or you want short term. So
Right.
it's wear and tear on your body if you don't take care of
That
yourself.
carpal tunnel is something else,
Yeah.
right? That's a big one I see that really affects a lot of people is the carpal tunnel. Like you say, having the right shoes on, being on the right type of surface, and the mat for your back and your posture. All that, people don't think about that when they go into certain fields, the whole effect of it, and they find out along the way. And then that's also discouraging too sometimes, right? You know, they get to a certain point and say, I just can't do this no more. So what was your backup plan?
Yeah, you have to have one. Like,
what's your other streams of income that's going to take the place of this one?
and
know?
you have to plan to retire.
Right.
You can't stand on your feet for the rest of your life. Like I am not about to be on my feet. But like my clients sick, they don't know when I'm retired. They so scared because I'm already not taking new clients, so they're petrified. They like, can you let us know like a year ahead of time before you decide to retire? Because it's hard out here. It is. It's
Right.
hard. So
That's
it's a
great
lot.
though that your clients look at it like that because they just don't. You know, men and women I think are kind of the same. Like I have a new barber now because my barber moved out of state, but I had him for like 6 years, and then the barber before that I had for 10 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So once we get used to somebody, I was actually upset when my barber left. I mean, I'm like, man, now I got to go back and try a couple of other places and see what fits the mold or the atmosphere I like and things like that kind of replicated his shop. Because that's one of the reasons, not only because he was a good barber, but the culture of the shop was very healthy. And,
Yes.
and when you get in that kind of position and you're having conversations with all the different barbers in there, not just your barber, because everybody is working as a team, that's the kind of environment you actually want to go get your hair cut in. And if I got to be there an hour and a half, I know I can have some impactful conversations where they're listening to grow, not only because I'm an older gentleman, but I'm going to bring you some wisdom. Or like that word is, sapiosexual. But I don't want the guys to look at me that way because I'm just not that way. But we still do it in the barbershop as well. That's it. So now, before the fun questions, can you give the audience, you know it's about 5,000 people out there, that's always a blessing. Give them your socials where they can contact you. Unfortunately, you're not taking new clients, but they can also sign up for your classes. If there's some braiders out there looking to get into the field and understand the business, I would definitely push them your way.
You can actually find me Cosmo Diva everything with
Okay.
a Z. Literally. use my brand name everywhere. So
You're like me, yeah.
Hashtag. Even if you look up a hashtag Cosmo Diva, if I decide to change my Instagram name to Chrissy Renee, if you look up the hashtag Cosmo Diva, you're gonna find me
It's
right
gonna
there.
come right back to
Yep,
it. That's
it's gonna come
it.
right back to
Because
me.
you understand them algorithms and
Yeah.
all that work. I listen to you and I'm like, where can I
Yeah.
find the time? And she had the time so I could sit down and
I
drain
tell
her
people I'm
brain a
crazy,
little
that's
bit.
why.
Boy, that's it, huh?
I have my life path number is 5, so we have
Oh,
the
okay.
personality of like we have to keep moving. So
Right,
social
okay.
media keeps me on my toes.
On your toes.
Yeah.
You know, we're actually, not to be off subject, but a buddy of mine is doing a presentation on my last week of this class, this workshops I've been having for the last 6 weeks. And he's going to bring on into talking about becoming an entrepreneur. And today's entrepreneur doesn't look like entrepreneurs from 20 or 30 years ago. Completely different because technology has changed everything. So he's going to come and talk about your social media platforms and what they should look like and how to understand how to work those to your advantage and understanding what to do. So yeah, you know, I'm getting into it. I finally downloaded TikTok, but I haven't made a video yet. It's been on my phone for like 2 weeks. I'm gonna break the ice soon. I feel I'm gonna get my niece to show me how to do everything so I can get out there and do it. So here comes the fun part. We got like 20 minutes left, but here are some of the fun questions that I want to go through real quick. You ready?
Mhm.
So they're kind of going to make you think, and it's kind of off the wall, but this is the fun session. So, what would you say is your favorite word? And we're gonna go back and forth. So you're gonna give me yours, and I'm gonna give you mine. We're gonna break them down.
Oh, my favorite word.
What's your favorite word?
Dang, it just left my. What word do I say all the time?
That's it.
Oh my gosh.
It's on the tip of your brain.
Right. Oh. Okay. I can't even.
So I'm gonna give you a break. My favorite word is outstanding. I use that word so often. Everything that happens that's good, oh man, that's outstanding, man. I'm so happy for you. Or, oh, that just happened, man, that's outstanding, bro. And they always know. Watch Kirk come with an outstanding. It's coming. It's always coming.
Oh
It's
yeah, I always say dope.
dope.
Always.
There you go.
Always. I be like, girl, you say that word one more time. Always. Definitely.
That's your word. Okay.
Yeah.
That's your word. Okay. So this is going to look in reverse. You are very good at many things. I see how you structure everything from your personal life that you allow us to see on social media and your business life. Very structured and very ongoing and intentional. The things that you do, you've thought them out, and then it's intentional when you do it. I don't care if you're just raising your children. It's intentional for that situation to be like it is. So what are you not very good at that you would admit to?
The one thing you just said, structure.
No.
I am not structured. Everything I post is on the rim.
It just comes off the top of the
Yeah,
head.
I literally yesterday just wrote in my calendar and planned it for the whole week finally. And I still
Really?
ain't look. Yeah, it's there, but I ain't. Everything that's in there is not what I've posted.
Oh, okay.
I'm not. I tried.
Nobody would know that if they really looked at
No.
you. Nobody would actually know that.
No.
Because I was kind of shocked. That's why I said, but I see everything, but it's just off the top of your head, and it flows the right way. So there might not like be consciously deep thought about it, but the thought that you did give it to make that choice to put it, it's intentional and it has and it goes, because I would not think that you wasn't like super structured. I am like prior military. Everything got to be a certain way and everything. It just kills everybody around me. Some people love it, okay? So why does it just have to be that way? Like, I don't look at things as in colors, black and white or something like that. I think things are done just because people like to do them. Like, I like to skydive. I love jumping out of planes.
Oh, no,
It's a
no.
picture I just showed with me and my son, you know? And it's just so relaxing, and you don't stress about nothing. Because if you had to think about the only thing you thinking about when you skydive,
Is I'm gonna go.
no,
I'm
is
going
that
up to the
parachute
Lord.
gonna open. I ain't thinking
that
about
ain't what I'm
nothing
thinking
else.
about. I'm thinking thinking about I'm about to go home with the Lord. I'm like, Lord Jesus, I am not jumping out no plane. That's out.
No, you got a parachute, you got a backup, and if it's a tandem jump, because I'm not licensed, I got an instructor. And I always tell the instructor, if something go wrong, you got to go lay on your back first, so maybe I'll bounce up off you.
See.
And I get them laughing. They be like, you way too comfortable up here. Go get your license.
But that's good. That means you're not scared.
I don't have I mean, I'm sure I fear some things, but really up until when I had my stroke in 2003, I really thought I was Superman. I had a big old S on my chest. Then I had a stroke, and that reminded me that I'm human.
Yeah.
But I just shortened the size of that S just a little bit. It didn't go away. I still think I'm Superman. I just do it in a different way. I've learned to adapt. All right, next question. If you were a type of food, what would it be?
Food?
Food. Something, yeah. What would it be?
Oh, man, I just had some vegan food, too.
Ah,
it was good. I don't...
I like the vegan, some things, not everything, but a lot of things I've learned to like that's vegan. Yes, it's a good way of eating.
If I was a type of food, what would I be?
What would you be?
Seafood. It's
Okay.
expensive. Everybody like it, but everybody can't afford it.
Right,
so.
that's true. That's true.
I would be seafood.
Okay, you be some
lobster
seafood.
at that. The big one. What's the one that's like $70 a pound? Ooh. I need to be the most expensive one.
You got that Maine lobster.
Yes,
that's them big ones.
Because I don't need everybody to go to Walmart and be able to buy me. That's
yeah, you want something exquisite. Now, see, I'm a multi-purpose guy. I would be chicken. Because you can do 1,000,001 things with chicken, because I don't eat beef. Not because of any religious, because I have what's called gout. And we can't eat shellfish, so I don't eat seafood as much anymore. I just eat the fish. I can't eat shellfish. But I've learned, and I don't eat beef, so I can't eat steak or nothing like that. So I've learned to eat chicken. And I honestly, since 2003, I think I figured out 16,433 ways to eat chicken.
These is real numbers?
Just off the top of my head.
Oh. I'm like, how do you know that?
I've been eating chicken for a long time. I tell you.
I was about to
People will tell you I should have feathers growing off me. I eat so much chicken, but it keeps me healthy, and I have to do what I have to do. And last but not least, this is one that's, I want you to take your time on this one. If you could switch lives with someone for a day, 24 hours. Beyonce.
Yes, her work ethic is, I just need to know what her schedule was like. I have to know, her or Jay-Z.
Yeah, either or.
I need to know, like, what are your daily schedules? Like, I just need to know.
And you know what? I don't think they're structured. I think
they're just good at what they do.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
I don't think they're formatted. I have to
either.
do this at this time. No, they go with the flow, but it's
Yeah.
effectiveness in everything that they do, because that's how they got to where they are today.
And I'm not even a beehive person, but her work ethic is
you going to have your own beehive. 5 more years.
I know.
You going to have your beehive. 5, 5, 5, I'm telling you.
Right.
Oh, that is great. I think a lot of different people, and so since I get to do this show so often, and I change it, depends on my mood for the week. And this week, I was thinking like, golly, I would really, really, really like to go back and be Marvin Gaye. You know who Marvin Gaye is?
I know who he is, but I don't know nothing about him.
Yeah, he was he was on Motown, and he was a very activistly, if that's a word. All his songs had a message in it about the time, sort of like if you think about Nina Simone and everybody that has music that was trying to, Billie Holiday back in the day. I don't know if you've seen the Billie Holiday story. They really did a good job on that. How her song Strange Fruit, which is still relevant today, really made a difference in the strive of African Americans moving forward in society. And they just treated her so bad and banned her from singing that song and locked her up in jail on her dying bed. They had her locked up. I mean, who does that? But when somebody has it out for you because you're trying to get change in your life and change in other people's lives, they'll go to any extreme necessary to shut you down. And that's what happened. But I like Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye is he's a lyricist, and his songs were very powerful. And this week, today is Monday, and it's starting my week for me. And I kind of woke up this morning kind of feeling like, what other changes can I make in America or in Las Vegas to start out with? And the program that I'm doing over at Nevada Partners called Prince the King is part of that tradition of taking young men and turning them from princes to kings, but actually teaching them to understand what kings actually do, how we handle ourselves, how we walk in faith, how we stay focused on the prize, how we treat young ladies and women. Malik's Truth, he actually taught a class for me, and it was just amazing. I got to give a shout out to Brother Malik. I know you out there watching because we've been together all day today, and I appreciate you coming through. But everybody, if they haven't read his book and didn't get the opportunity to talk to him like I get to talk to him, it actually made me step back and think, oh, my son is grown. He's 26 and he's going through some things, but did I really teach him how to manage those relationships? Because that's what takes us forward. And if you got a team, it makes it a whole lot better and easier to reach our goals or walk in our purpose. So, what else you got to say for us? Because that's about as many questions as I want to ask you this evening. But a great opportunity. I want to have an opportunity to pick your business mind part of it because, I know that you also teach about starting either an LLC or doing it as a DBA or just your own sole proprietorship. But what that looks like and how that is so important to you getting like grants and loans or things to increase your business. And people that are braiders that doing it out their house, they don't really understand the purpose behind that. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
They don't understand the purpose because the issue with braiders is they don't go to school.
Right. Okay.
They don't have, and there's no school out there that actually focus on the braiding industry. So they don't know what an EIN is. They don't know what a DBA is. They don't know any of that. Never even heard of it. So when you're talking to a braider and you're like, okay, you need to get A, B, C, and D, they're like, why? It's like, do you want to have a business? They don't have a plan.
Right.
They just know they want to make extra money. They want to do it on the side.
Right.
So it's super important to have it because your paper holds weight.
Yes.
And when braiders tell me, I don't think I should go to school, I'm like, well, when a client comes to you and she say, well, have you ever went to school? Are you educated? She has the right to ask you that.
Right.
And when she say, well, I don't want to book you because I think you're not educated enough in hair, don't take it personal because you got to have that same energy you had when you want to dismiss your education.
Right.
Whether people think braids, you're not learning nothing in cosmetology school. When I tuck colored hair, I know how to place it because I learned color in school. Because color is all about placement and what looks good on your client. Braiders will put any color on somebody and be like, why she looks so washed out? Because you don't understand undertones. You don't know that yellow on top of her yellow undertone made her look washed out. Because they don't go to they don't have that knowledge. So you have to have it, and the reason why they don't have it because Africans done it for so long.
Oh, right.
And Africans, it's a culture for them, and I tell people all the time. Africans is a cultural movement. Us is a business movement. So when you try to compare those two, you can't. Yeah, because Africans do it because that's where they come from, and that's the only thing they were able to really wear in their hair. Right. We're doing it because now it's a business thing. We see the money, we see the benefits, we see the yes. We're like 7-Elevens. You want braids, you want to get up and go. That's us. Right. Africans really do it, one, for the money, and two, because it's a cultural thing, and that's it. Right. So when it comes to business, it's different in the braiding industry because stylists, they'll do it, and they also don't. Some schools teach you to lie on your taxes. School do teach y'all that, but don't lie on your. When you lie and hide your money, you lie and hide your money from yourself. You will never see how much you make. You always gonna get discouraged. If you say you make $25,000 every year when you really made $60,000, you just stopped yourself from buying a house.
Thank you. Hello. They need to hear that one more
Like,
time.
You did. Like, nobody's gonna give you a
That's
house
it.
making $25,000 a year,
No.
and then out of that 25,000 gross, you got to break it down till you really made 15 because of everything that you paid for throughout the year.
Yes.
They're not looking at it like that. They're just looking at their profits, and that's it. You're not. I tell people your profit and your revenue is two different things.
Two different things.
And they don't know that because, again, there's other influencers out there who's teaching them, oh, make six figures. I didn't go to school. I'm perfectly fine. But they're also not even teaching them how to price themselves, how to find a DBA, none of that. So it's like it's other people that has not went to school that's teaching them the quick way to do it and not the long-term way.
Right.
I'm teaching long-term.
That's it.
I'm not nothing short-term about what I teach.
I see
Everything
it.
is long-term.
I see it. And
So that's the
It's
issue.
refreshing. I'll be
Yeah.
honest with you. It's really refreshing when somebody truly understands the business and trying to teach it the right way. Because the big thing you really said that sticks with me, because I was in the banking industry, people hiding money from themselves.
Because they think they hiding it from the government. The government don't care.
You don't care.
They don't care. They want to lock you up so they can have less people out here doing hair braiding. They want to lock you up. They don't care.
Exactly.
Like, and then you cannot end up paying taxes by having more write-offs, by donating, by giving
Thank
giveaways.
you. Understand the
Yeah.
flow.
Yeah, like you can do. That's why I say hairstylists should be at elementary schools every year during a certain season offering vouchers because that's a tax write-off. You should have a
Okay.
system that's a tax write-off. Everything you do, products, hair, clothes, smocks, everything's a tax write-off. Get out of your house and rent a booth. Tax write-off. Everybody want to keep everything to themselves when really all you doing is you cheating yourself. You would never grow.
You're absolutely right. I mean, you're absolutely right. I love it, Chrissy. You are so amazing. Now, you know I could sit up here and talk to you all night, but you know you got a family. I don't know if you did dinner yet, because the way you do dinner, sometimes you prep it so when you get home, you can just pop it in and it be ready and
Yep, I ain't
everybody's
did none of
eating. Right?
I said I'm not cooking tonight. That's
You said, "I'm not cooking."
They better get some of these burritos from Roberto's or something, because I'm not cooking tonight. So
I
that's
heard that.
that's my day is gonna be super breezy, easy. What'd she
Great.
say?
Great. That is awesome. And I just want to say, you know, really, I appreciate the opportunity to get to have a conversation with you and really let people know, because, you know, it's different when the roles are switched. You're automatically zoned for what you want to say, what you got to talk about and all that. But when you get to sit down and have somebody ask you questions that are conversational questions that don't, well, some of my questions pin you down and make you think for a minute,
Right.
but it comes to you and you're more relaxed and just ready to have a good time and a little bit of fun, and go that route. And that's the best thing about BU Radio. I want to give a shout out to all the hosts and our new upcoming hosts and the new shows that are on. I think The Bag is one of them, and yeah, The Bag, they get talking about money all the time, and it's a couple of other new shows coming on, and we're great to have you out here with the family, with the BU Network, and we appreciate Natral.com for all he does, and the big man in the back, Alex V, other known as Appleheads. That's my guy. That is the man right there. Well, we're going to call it a night. I want to thank you. Everybody, remember, give another shout out to my sponsors real quick. We got 702 Braids for you. Cindy Michelle, keep doing what you're doing. You're blowing up even more, and I'm in that bubble, so keep it going. Love it. And then we got Red Rum. We got Jamisa over there with the mobile boutique as well. She's doing great out there. Thank you for all your support. And then we have Bougie Girl Vegas. All your support, keeping me blinged up and everything. Hey, go to those sites. Book you some essentials that you need, whether it's your hair, jewelry, and mention Life Coach Kurt or living your best life, and see what great discount comes up you, anywhere from 10 to 15%. Take that 10 to 15%, put it away somewhere. I don't care if it's in a jar, but watch it grow, because that's what we forget. We was gonna pay full price anyway, so if we get a discount, make that grow for you. Put it somewhere we can grow. I don't know about all that Bitcoin, but I tell you, cryptocurrency is going to be the wave of the future, because the government's getting involved in it, and it's going to change real soon. So everybody keep learning, keep living your best life, and we'll see you next week. Same time, same place, same people with the same grace. And I want to say thank you, stay blessed and highly favored. Amen.
1102. Then now that you got it like that, thinking the thighs and that ass so fat. They hate it when you get attention. When you walk by, they don't say nothing. They jealous. They be jealous. Them hoes, they so jealous. They be jealous. Turn heads when she walk in. Superstar paparazzi start flocking. As the beat starts knocking, shorty hit the dance floor, ass start dropping. She's truly independent. She's grinding and she's winning. The other girls pretending, not stopping till she finished. She ain't got no man unless you got them bands. Why these hoes be hating? The drama they're creating, but it ain't even phasing you, cause you're amazing. Taking the thighs and that ass so fast, so fast. When you get attention, when you walk by, don't say nothing. They're jealous, yeah. They be jealous. Them hoes so jealous. They be jealous. She like the room when she enters, everyone's attention, she is the center. Fellas double take when they see her, watch her transform as the beat hits the speaker. Shawty ain't no average chick, unless you coming with those bands, no she's not having it. No. She ain't got no man, unless you got them bands, no. Why these hoes be hating? The drama they're creating, but it ain't even phasing you, cause you're amazing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So fast, so fast. When you get attention, oh, don't say nothing. You're jealous. They be jealous. These hoes so jealous.
I know you see them hoes barking over there, cause everybody in the club stop and stare. Them thick thighs and the ass Ric Flair. Please remind them as you walking over here. Just pop it and lock it, then drop it, don't stop it. You the hot topic, they know you got options. They jealous as toxic, they harmless, no caution. Just do it, don't do it, do it. Clap for me, mommy,